As we all know, Chicago is a very busy city 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Finally, Chicago Department of Transportation decided that a bike sharing system would be a good thing for the city and would improve traffic congestion and air quality. In May 2012, the city of Chicago chose Alta Bike Share to develop a name brand bike sharing system that Chicago could call their own. IDEO and Firebelly Design partnered up to design a Chicago-centric bike share brand that would attract people from all over the city. IDEO was in charge of leading research and coming up with the brand name, and Firebelly's job was designing and branding. Design can make all the difference when it comes to starting up a new business. Having the right name, color, logo, and meaning behind everything can make or break a new company. The bike sharing system itself had already been created, so IDEO and Firebelly's job was to create a special brand name and logo that will live forever in Chicago. Their process for doing this was an all-around team effort from both companies. Early on, the process they went through was very similar to the IDEO shopping cart creation. They worked together to create this brand through many brainstorming sessions and then asked Chicagoans what they wanted from this transportation system. The new brand would appear on its bikes, stations, company vans, member fobs, and website, and it needed to be ready to hit the streets in just 6 months. This amount of time only gave these two companies 3 months to create a brand from scratch. After intensive research and numerous brainstorm sessions, these two companies came up with hundreds of possible names and came up with what they thought people valued in a bike sharing system. Obviously, some of these names would never in a million years work for this type of company, but getting everyone's ideas out on paper, no matter what they are, is all part of this creative process. Everyone is encouraged to hold no ideas back, even if they will think others will laugh. This is how the process works best. After pads of sticky notes, this team hit the streets of Chicago with 26 potential names, visiting CTA stations to poll commuters about their thoughts on biking in the city. They ended up talking to 60 commuters at these subway stations all over the city and found out what their perceptions were about this topic. They had found that the people of Chicago valued some of the same things they valued in a bike sharing system, which were safety, convenience, spontaneity, and joy. Also, during this process, they narrowed down their list of 26 names to 5 names. From prior research, they knew that the logo had to be fun, stylish, and fit the city of Chicago. So with that in mind, their team developed many different custom logos from all 6 names that could possibly be the final product. Leadership from Chicago's Department of Transportation and Alta Bike Share joined designers from Firebelly and IDEO in a side-by-side session generating hundreds of immediate iterations of the potential names. These were a series of sketched out drawings that allowed designers to gather each other's ideas and to see where everyone's mind was at. Finally, the name Divvy was finalized and the new official brand name of the bike sharing system in Chicago. Divvy was the perfect name because it could be used as a noun, adjective, and verb. This meant that the name could survive on a bike in all its materials. Again, brainstorming sessions were conducted and the team began sketching out a variety of different logos. The best logos were kept, then new designs were based off of those logos. Obviously, it was very important that the logo was perfect because it would appear on thousands of bicycles and tens of thousands of bike-related items. The final custom logo ended up having the double V's, very similar to the street symbol Sharrows painted on bike lanes. This symbol is used worldwide, and most people familiarize it with bicycles. It just so happened that the word Divvy had 2 V's in it. It was perfect. Next, it was time to choose colors. From the beginning, Chicago blue was the favorite. After narrowing it down to the color blue, they had a ton of different shades to choose from. Pantone 298C was the perfect shade because it not only honored the city's pride by referencing the Chicago flag, but it was also quite visible at night. The team also incorporated a row of city's iconic 6-pointed stars also found on the Chicago flag. Now with the logo and color finalized, production could begin. The bikes, bike stations, maintenance vehicles, stationery, key fobs, t-shirts, and much more was produced and ready to hit the streets of Chicago. After 3 months of hard work, IDEO and Firebelly had designed and created a name, logo, and color scheme for the bike sharing system called Divvy. The Divvy bike share system was installed and operational all over Chicago 2 months after the project was finished. On June 28, 2013, 75 docking stations with 750 bikes were installed for the people of Chicago. In a year and a half, the business had grown to 300 docking stations and 3,000 bikes. 3 weeks after the business launched, Divvy was the busiest and most popular bike sharing system in the world. 6 months into the service, cyclists racked up over 780,000 trips and 1.7 plus million miles, and over 12,000 Chicagoans have become members. If it weren't for IDEO leading the project's research, brand development, and naming process, and Firebelly Design leading identity design, communication system, and brand guiding phases, the bike sharing system wouldn't be anything near what it is today. Thank you.